UDL Summary, a video presentation by Themistocles Manos for the Harvard UDL Explore course. So, what is UDL? Let's start by the definition of the abbreviation. U stands for universal, D stands for design, and L stands for learning. So, UDL is Universal Design for Learning. Based on the definition provided by CAST, the Center of Applied Special Technology, Universal Design for Learning is an educational framework designed to improve and optimize teaching and learning for all, based on scientific insights into how the human brain works. There is no average student. One size does not fit all. No brain is the same. Each person has his own way of feeling, learning, and expressing. Instead of fixing our students, let's fix the school environment. So variability is the norm. Let's accommodate for this fact. How will we take this human variability into account? Let's go back to the human brain. Every brain is different, and learning happens across three key brain networks. First, the affective network. This is the why of learning. It drives our motivation, emotions, and engagement. Next, the recognition network, the what of learning. It helps us take in and understand information through our senses. And finally, the strategic network, the how of learning. It supports planning, organizing, and expressing what we know. Universal Design for Learning taps into all three networks to create flexible and inclusive learning experiences for every brain in the room. The fact that no two brains are the same, but each is unique, means that every student is motivated differently, learns differently, and demonstrates learning differently. UDL takes into account this variability by providing multiple means of engagement, multiple means of representation, and multiple means of action and expression. These multiple means of engagement, representation, and expression are the three core principles of UDL. We explained what UDL is, its basic principles. Let's examine now what the goal of UDL is. The goal of UDL is expert learning, which means that UDL helps students become purposeful and motivated, resourceful and knowledgeable, strategic and goal-directed, expert learners. How will we succeed in implementing UDL in the classroom? Let's examine the UDL design process. The UDL design process has 4 basic steps. Step 1. Set clear goals. Step 2. Anticipate barriers. Step 3. Design flexible options for reducing the barriers. Step 4. Reflect and redesign. Barriers in learning aren't inside the students. They are in the environment, the curriculum, or the instruction itself. Just like this brick wall blocks all students' views of the teacher, barriers can block access to learning. So, how do we overcome barriers to learning? The answer isn't to lower the bar, it is to offer more ways to reach it. We call this in UDL tight goals, flexible options. The goal stays firm, just like a target, but each learner can take the path that works best for them. Some might take a direct path, others may take the scenic route, but in the end, everyone gets there. An interesting analogy for UDL is a GPS navigation system, because both have one main goal, but multiple options to get there. Let's take a closer look at this helpful analogy. using the following table. We can think of UDL like a GPS. First, we check where we're starting, what our learners already know and what they need. And then we set a destination, a clear learning goal. Finally, just like a GPS gives different driving routes, UDL offers multiple ways to reach that goal so that every student can move forward. However, UDL goes beyond simply guiding performance by empowering learners to become self-directed, strategic, and motivated, so they eventually no longer need support to succeed, in contrast to the GPS system. As we mentioned before, at the heart of UDL are three core principles: engagement, representation, and action and expression. As we can see in the graphic organizer, each principle is further divided vertically into 3 design guidelines, giving us a total of 9 UDL guidelines. Following the vertical path from access to support to executive function, we first begin by providing access to all students, then we offer support, and finally we strengthen their executive functions, which empower independence. Each of the 9 guidelines includes more specific checkpoints. There are 31 in total. These checkpoints give us concrete ways to reduce barriers and design inclusive learning experiences. However, we should have in mind that UDL isn't a checklist to tick off. It's a mindset, a new way of thinking about how we teach and how our students learn. Thank you for your attention.